Okay, so if you look down in here, you can see that the inner part of the intake manifold, where the O-ring for the manifold, the plastic O-ring, is just beginning to come apart there. Do you see that? And so there you go. The Ford plastic intake manifold strikes again. However, it is all completely sealed with what are we calling that? The right stuff. So it should hold its seal, but it's coming off now, and if I have to, we're going to make a piece to fix it. Okay, so hang tough. Let's continue this teardown. So of all the tools that I pack when I am traveling, usually I have my fuel line removal tools with me, little disc-shaped things. And so here's what I did. I took a piece of 1/2-inch PEX, sanded the end to kind of a cone finish, and so far I got the first one, the larger fuel line, off. Now I got to do the smaller one, so I just had to do a little work reshaping the tool, and now I'm going to give it another try. How about, Dave, do you have a piece of like M-gauge copper?
Who?
M-gauge 1/2-inch copper.
Is that the thick stuff?
Thin stuff.
Huh?
Thin.
I probably have some thin stuff upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
1/2 inch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I could do is get the thin stuff.
Open it up and then squeeze it back together.
Well, I was going to cut it in 2 halves.
Oh.
Well, as you see, things always fight against you, not with you. And so I tried to use the 1/2-inch PEX to spread the spring. You can just see the spring inside of the ring on the tube there. And so we're going to get some 1/2-inch M-gauge copper pipe, sand the end of it to a bevel finish, and then cut it in half, and then tape the 2 halves together to slide that under the spring and spread it. So hopefully that will do it. All right, stay tuned. Okay, boys and girls, we are ready to lift the intake manifold off. I might have to deal with these hoses here, though. In fact, I'll just yank. This is the main culprit right there. And it just pulls back through. It's amazing how just that little bit can block the whole operation. Okay. So there may be some coolant blast out of here. We'll see in a minute. Coming up here. And coming up over here. Okay. So we have broken the seal. So let's see if we can get this this out of here now. Okay, Mr. Unknown.
Oh, you grab that. That thing pukes coolant all over me. I'm gonna be pissed.
Just hold it level.
How heavy is it?
Not too. Just hold her level. Tilt her to the side. Oh, I can hear fluid.
I heard it. Okay, now we can get that last bolt out.
Okay, so you can see these are the
all dried up in here.
The grease. Oh yeah, in what the?
In the bearing. The bearing's still good, but the grease is dried up.
Okay, so
I
these.
want to get the grease off because I'm going to hit this thing with a torch.
Yeah. Now these are my plugs in the rear of the gasket that were a second cover over the hole that I welded up for the rear coolant passages, which are never needed. And this, you see that brown material there, it is apparently torn off just a little bit of the intake manifold, and the plastic on this manifold is all deteriorating. It's a losing battle to try and save these things. And I'm very unimpressed with Ford for having, you know, all these years I've had such good Ford engines, and then they come out with a plastic intake manifold. Seriously? Yeah. Beavis and Butthead had a term for that. You ever notice how stuff sucks? Never has there been a truer statement.
What do you need?
Your gasket cleaner.
Oh, gaskets are stuck.
Well, no, you caulk the union.
You caulk the joint.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. What do we got?
Which cylinder is it?
This.
That one? Well, the valve's still there.
Well, the stem is.
Yeah. Both sides are still there. Is one side? Yeah, one side's really loose. So the valve broke right in the stem.
Mm-hmm. The springs look okay.
Plastic, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything else on this motor. Oh, your fucking glasses pulled the Dave.
No, well, yeah, they've already been broken. You see, it's funny because this is the intake. The intake's fine, unless it's bashed up too.
You can see the intake, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's the exhaust valve that was
Yeah, I know
destroyed.
the exhaust is broke. The exhaust would be the front one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because looking down here, I can see the stem. Well, it's got new valve guides. Son of a bitch. Okay, the unknown mechanic is going to cut off this here intermediate bearing, and his tool of choice is a gas axe. So let's adjust that up to a nice blue flame. And we're gonna
cut the outer ring off first.
Yep. And I'll put my spark shield on. See that daintiness, just cutting the outer shield, not going full bore.
Not going to cut the inner one. Ring did not get quite cut.
Don't. You just want to heat up and slide out.
Nope. I'm going to hit it with a hammer and expand it. It probably would slide right off. There's usually some kind of rust or garbage underneath. Prevents it from coming loose. That way, a lot of guys will cut it and they'll damage that by cutting into it. That's how you do it without scarring anything.
Yep. So then we're going to like take some 400 and polish it.
Yeah, clean it up.
Yep.
And then grease it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have to pound the new one on.
Yeah. Need a piece of pipe or something for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I might even have one in my toolbox. I just did an F350.
Oh.
Andes.
That'll be good. Oh boy. And it is cold outside, not so bad inside. So yeah, anyway, we need to drain the coolant out of the intake manifold because it is full of coolant inside down there. Okay. Yeah. But we do have, top of the engine is off, and so I'm going to go down below there and pull off the AC compressor is already dangling. So now I'm going to get in there and do the power steering pump. Two favorite things. There's 3 bolts on the power steering pump. The front 2 aren't too tough, but the back one is tough. All right. And there you go, we are ready to pull the engine All the wire harnessing is removed, all the coolant lines, vacuum lines, the power steering pump is out, the AC compressor is loose, so we are ready to go. And yeah, I did check the valves over here, and the exhaust valve definitely did break. And then I believe that while it was bouncing around and pulverizing the cylinder piston, that it slammed into and bent the intake valve, because the roller for the intake valve is a little bit loose. And so we figured the stem of the valve was bent and it's not coming back up all the way. But anyway, sayonara to this engine, and in with the new. Okay, so we are putting in a new center bearing. Where's that hiding at?
It's right there.
Oh, in the box. So I got this from Summit Racing. So as you can see, the unknown mechanic got the old one off using the torch axe, the blue axe. And so we got the ring out of there, and this will go in there, and then the bearing goes up to it. It's a pressed fit though, so you're not going to see that tonight. But things are happening. There is that. We're going to put in new U-joints, 1, 2, 3, and make everything all ship shape again. So there you go. All right, kids, we are beginning the work of pulling the engine. And I just need to find a good place to stuff the camera so that people can see what old Jeff is up to here. Okay, we have got the hoist in position, the chain on the block. We are ready to yank this sucker on out of here.
Everything's clear. Torque converter is out of the way.
All right, we have got the engine on the way out.
You can go ahead and jack it up.
The engine?
Yeah, it should clear the firewall now, shouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it's forward.
Yeah, well, you can go an inch out.
Hole here.
Okay, yeah, you still got an inch.
Yeah, and I'm going to free up this hose.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So this goes down. Okay. All right.
Jeff, I think I just found your long-lost torque converter nut.
Oh, where?
Remember how we had to replace one last time?
Yeah.
Well, I just found one.
And where?
Well, it just fell on the ground. It must have fallen out of the torque converter housing.
Oh, some gun. Okay. Let us continue.
hang on. We got problems with the. Let me just go down here and unhook the. I think that might have done it.
If you hear anything go whack, twang.
It was getting ready to. Look at that, it's just barely clearing the hood. Okay, you need to go about 2 more inches up, sorry.
2 more.
And you can pull it closer to the door.
Well, you know, it looks like it would almost swing out here.
It definitely will swing out.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take off the motor mounts.
This thing.
Yeah.
The oil filter adapter, but let's go ahead and those look like 14 millimeter.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my air gun on this.
Yeah, so there's one of those heat.
Yeah.
So proof that it never overheated.
It never did. Yeah, the heads didn't.
No. No, nothing ever overheated. Okay, kids. Here is the windage, the oil pan, and look at all those piston pieces in there. Doesn't that look yummy? Here's some delicious piston. And what do you think? That looks like a piston ring.
Oh yeah, that's a piston ring.
And for souvenir hunters, I will be selling these on eBay.
Those would be considered C-Tap merch.
Yeah, C-Tap merch. Oh god, there's a whole bunch of juicy stuff down here. Yeah, I'll have to wash my hands after this. I want the valve. That's the golden bullet is the end of the valve.
Yeah.
There it is.
You find the valve? I'm gonna wipe it. Well, there must be more of it.
Well, I think it snapped off right there at the end.
Well, that's the thing. We'd have to pull the head to find that out.
Yeah. Oh, no, we don't. Well, no, there's nothing left on the wrist pin.
Oh.
Everything
here
is here. So now, is that where they would spin weld?
Maybe. Well, that's the whole thing about what we're doing.
That's why I've got 2 cameras going. Okay, so there is the valve. Just in case I didn't catch it before the camera mysteriously shut off on me. There is piston. Disintegrated. So, we'll get more out of this later. So there. Isn't that nice? All right. And here it is. Our snow is here. I guess we can expect up to 5 or so inches here today. We shall see what happens. See up here, these are the that thin one is the network cable that we strung a couple days ago. Oh, look at that. No, that's not the sun, that's a light bulb. All right. And we are continuing to get snow today, up to 1 foot by the end of the day. And to celebrate getting the engine out and enjoying the snowfall, I decided to make some Swedish apple cinnamon pancakes. So delicious. So there you see the engine hanging out of the truck. The red coolant adapters there did work nicely, but the exhaust valve failed me. Those are the headers on the right side and the ported heads, and there are the left side ported heads. And it's kind of a bummer the new heads didn't have time to port them out to match the header, but they'll be all right. It's just one of those things. I'm looking to get an F550 and just upgrading the size of the truck and upgrading the truck camper to an 11-footer. Those are the bottom of the radiator hoses going to the oil cooler. They were kind of squishy and oily, and I am getting new ones. And so again, you see the back of the engine with the headers, the coolant adapters. It was a good little engine while it lasted, but the exhaust valve broke, and there you see that little culprit, plus all the kibbles and bits on the floor from the piston. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for installing the new engine, and we'll see you on that next video.